In today's video, I'm going to be doing a sprinting analysis on Femke Bol, one of the best women sprinters in the 400 meter hurdle. She's a Dutch athlete, one of the best Dutch women sprinters probably of all time. And she's also had some great comebacks here in the World Championships as well as in the Olympics. And that's what we're going to be focusing on and really getting specific into is what is she doing within these races that makes it so she's able to come back so strong at the end of the 400. We have on the left here, this is the 4x4 for the women's. And then this one is a 4x4 mixed relay. The main thing that really stands out with what she's doing in her mechanics has to do with what she's doing with the backside. So as the foot's coming up, we could see that she gets a lot of height here. And she's also 6 foot, so she's tall compared to many of the competitors that she's going up against. You can see with Williams here, just not getting nearly as much height with the foot up behind her, and therefore she's just not going to be able to get as much distance. So even though she's getting a lot of height and therefore generating more force in the ground and has a little bit harder time being able to stabilize with all that force into the ground, that's what's going to make it so she's able to run faster. She's still able to maintain a very fast foot contact time. When I was looking at it, it's about 0.1 seconds, which is uncommon for the 400 meters because of typically we're going to be getting a lot longer stride length. And so therefore the foot is usually on the ground a little bit longer, but she does a good job of being able to transition off the ground very quickly. And is also, we could see when we're comparing these two women here at this stage, they're really hitting the ground at the same time, transition off. But as we see Femke Bol start to pass, we can see that the leg turnover is just faster. Femke Bol is actually spending more time off of the ground, but in that time is covering more ground, covering more distance. So their foot contact time is probably about the same. It's just the amount of time that she's spending with the foot off the ground is where she's really able to separate herself. And that's how she's able to make these tremendous comebacks. You can see they're pretty similar in terms of foot contact time, but she's just very long with the stride. And even though she's that long with the stride, she's still getting a lot of length. So she's not getting too stuck with the foot back behind. She's very quick in getting that knee up and through. So she's able to cover a lot of distance there at the end of races. This is in the World Championships 2023. These are the highest level athletes. This isn't like she's going against high schoolers or something like that. So the fact that she's able to come back, like, look, she's not even in the screen or barely in the screen here. And the fact that she's able to come back from probably 10, 15 meters back, like that's such a huge amount of ground to be able to make up, especially when you're competing against some of the best women in the world. And you can see again that she was able to go and get a great finish there and win that race. And a lot of it has to do with how much distance she's covering. And this is even more impressive. This is in the Olympics. Again, the mixed relay. It starts off in 4th place. And again, she's 6 foot. So both of these women are going to be a little bit at a disadvantage because they're just not as tall. So she's going to be able to cover more ground. And what stands out is, especially in this last 100, is again, just that distance per step and how fast she's able to maintain that foot contact time. So, and she's not long with her arms or anything like that. She's not doing any unnecessary movements with her arms, which I think ends up really helping her. She doesn't allow that head to come up. She's not allowing her spine to come back. She's really keeping her spine more forward and therefore able to maintain, I think, a better foot contact time that way. But same type of thing here. Look at how much longer of a stride she's able to get. So she's covering so much more distance on each one of the steps. And that ends up being the big thing, especially at the end, and being able to maintain that so well in that last 100, right? All these women are getting real tired there at that last 100. It's very difficult to be able to maintain a high speed, and she does a good job. That's really what ends up being the main thing with the 400 is like, how long can you maintain your speed, or how much can you prevent slowing down as you get out and start the 400? That's typically when you're going to get the fastest times, is like that curve, that first straight, things like that. That last 100 is not going to be your fastest time. But if you can just not slow down the best, that's what's going to make it so you can end up winning. And that's why I say some of the efficient things that we're looking at, the spine position, the head position, those are all things that end up impacting how much energy is being used. So the more you have your weight falling back, the higher your head position is, the more you end up utilizing extra energy to be able to finish a race. And again, Femke Bol is one of the best here with her finishes, right? She does such a great job. She's so efficient with how her running style is. And a lot of that has to do with being able to maintain that foot height, that flexibility, getting the foot height, and then bringing that knee through and swinging that leg through so efficiently to then strike the ground, and being able to do that for such a long part of the race. When she first gets the baton on both of these races, she's very far behind, but she doesn't try to stress any type of fast acceleration, trying to get into first place within the first 150 meters, 200 meters. She really saves it till the end and gets a good rhythm going, and then is able to finish strong because of her reliance on the mechanics and just the strength that she has within the lower body. I haven't done a Femke Bol breakdown, and so I thought I would do this just so then you guys could see some of the things that she does very, very well. I know she's one of the biggest women right now in the world when it comes to sprinting mechanics, and has definitely had some of the best comebacks within the past 2 years. If you want to check out other breakdowns, you can go ahead and click the links here in order to check those out. Thanks for watching. We'll talk to you soon.